Afternoon. I was talking to them, but good afternoon to you too, sir.
Well, it's presented here with
Yes.
me.
Call this meeting to order today, June 5th, slightly after 3 o'clock. Toby, would you like to give the invocation?
Sure will.
Thank you.
Dear Heavenly Father, I just praise your holy, wonderful name, Lord. I praise you and thank you so much for Sumner County. And I pray that we will be with servant hearts as we meet here today and to do a great good for the constituents for this county. All these things I ask in Christ Jesus' name. Amen.
Can I get an approval of the agenda?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? We have an agenda. Recognition of the public.
Hi, I'm Charlene on the lab at 143 William Circle, Hendersonville, Tennessee, 37075, and I'd like to talk about the 1981 Act, which is under old business. I've been watching the meetings, I haven't been able to attend. I've been watching the meetings, and I have concerns that if that this committee wasn't, even if the makeup of it can comply with the 1981 Act, it does not actually comply with it because the commission did not realize that they were appointing the committee members on here under the 1981 Act since the first time that the 1981 Act was introduced as potentially or proffered to be still in compliant or in fact is a couple months ago. So first I would suggest that if the 1981 Act is going to be pursued, then the commission would need to create a 1981 Financial Management Committee. Additionally, although I personally believe the 2012 Act applies, and it's my understanding that Comptroller sent an email to say that as well, I do think that if you guys do the 1981 Act, then there's a concern that 12 years of the annual reports will need to be revised and restated, which could put us at issue with our debt. Right now, a lot of our interest rates on the outstanding debts were much lower than what even the Treasury bills are right now. So we would just be giving investors an opportunity to come back and say, hey, you materially misstated your annual reports whenever we bought these bonds. So we want our debt back right now. We want our money back right now, and then just leave. They would be able to invest it someplace else where they can get more interest. Even though you're the county government, you are still under security litigation, or Securities Act, the 1933 Act and the 1934 Act, and you are held responsible if you have bonds issued in the securities market to make sure that your annual reports are materially stated correctly. And the laws that apply, such as the 2012 Financial Management Act, which was mentioned in every single annual report since 2013, whenever it was implemented, would be something that I would think would come up for any investors who are looking to get out of a low interest rate investment and convert it to something else that would be no risk and high interest rate. Additionally, this could affect our credit ratings by trying to restate 12 annual reports, saying that, oh, we just didn't know that we were supposed to be under the 1981 Act. Next thing is that under the 1981 Act, it seems to be that the statute that you guys rely on says that it may need to be repealed based on how it was approved, and the may makes it permissive and not required. So there's a lot of standing out there that a lot of support that the 2012 Financial Management Act would indeed be in effect and probably should be followed, which would mean that the mayor would be the one that would conduct a search for the finance director. That said, if this committee is intending to move forward with it, I do highly recommend that you guys just look locally first, because it doesn't matter that CPA licenses can cross state borders. What you are looking for is somebody who has an expertise in Tennessee accounting laws and rules, and I don't think you're going to find that in Kentucky or Missouri or New York or California. You're going to want to find somebody who knows the laws here in Tennessee. And lucky for us, we are more blessed than Eastern Tennessee and Western Tennessee, because we live in the county right next door to where the Comptroller's office is. So we have people who have auditing experience, and they probably went on to another job, and so we can find qualified people. you guys want to spend up to $60,000 on it, so be it. You will not be the first government to waste money. But what is the big problem is that if you guys think that you're going to do a national search for a finance director on county finances, you are you're looking in all the wrong places. You need to look over substance over form. Don't look for resumes. Look to the people that have the scars on their bellies, like David Lyon has and had by working here, to say, when there's an issue of something that comes up for competitive bidding, David Lyon provides the statute, even though he's not an attorney. Is the law department here going to be able to make up for that if we do not have a finance director that can do the same thing? I say that it should be up to the mayor under the 2012 Financial Management Act. I hope that you guys will strongly encourage you to look at the approach of how this is happening, because I think you guys are just playing with fire and messing with our credibility and the quality of our annual report. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else want to speak? Excellent. We'll move forward. Approval of the minutes.
Motion to approve, second, 1 and 2.
Excellent. Second, all in favor? Any opposed? We have approval of the minutes. So under the report of the chair, I have demonstration of ClearGov. They had a scheduling conflict, so we'll put that off until another meeting. Report of the mayor.
No report, Madam Chair.
Report of the law director.
No report.
Madam Trustee,
Yes, ma'am.
would you like to report us anything?
Well, I think you should have my packet, with our last balance sheet, and I did want to say that we have collected over 96.5% of our county property taxes so far.
Excellent job. You folks have been hard at work.
Their collectability rate's been going up almost every year, year over year.
Excellent.
They're doing a good job on it.
Thank you.
Can you say the percentage one more time, Cindy?
96.
And that's just in the current year, not counting what they collect next year. We got a good collectability. That's not the total. That's not our total collectability. We usually, by the time it's gone through courts and everything, it's 99.9, pretty close, and it goes court over time. So you got a really good collectability.
Excellent. Any more questions for the trustee? Thank you. Report of the finance director.
No report at this time.
So that brings us to old business. The 1981 Act has been discussed in many rounds. Most of the senses I get from everybody is we want to get through budget and move forward. If y'all have things that you'd like to discuss today, we can definitely roll them out, or we can continue.
Focusing on budget, Madam Chairman, is probably the best thing for all concerned.
We'll hear from everyone.
I agree.
All right, we'll move on. We'll leave it there. New business. Mr. Lawing, can you take us into the new employee holdback?
Talked with my staff, we looked at our overtime lines, we are able to, by July 1, separate new employee versus old in the current system, so it is the commission's will to require all employees to have a holdback. July 1 will be capable of doing it. You want to send that on to the commission for their resolution, we'll take care of it.
Excellent. And the commission asked for you to give them a date, and that's what you're passing forward is the date.
July 1, that way you get a clean break on the fiscal year, and we'll have time to test it by then. I'll make a motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That item moves forward. Brings us to item B, purchasing and bid issues. We have one item under the exception. That's the sheriff's office. Mr. Lawing, would you like to speak first?
If you look under the email, you can see that Sheriff Craddock has already done a corrective action. He's moved it to an employee that has more time and expertise, so I think it's been handled. And as we're saying, next year we're planning to try to set up some short training classes once the budget's done. I think we'll fix all the issues, or at least help with it. So my strong recommendation is to approve and let it move forward and make a motion to approve.
And I'm good with that. I just have a question. Will your training class be in person, or are you gonna make a video training?
I think what we're gonna do is probably make like a little, we've got a big emergency fund, makes like a little short bullet point thing of the most likely things people will miss, and have maybe a 20-minute training once or twice a year up in the conference room.
In
And
person?
we'll probably, what we'll do is record it and put it with the ERP training documentation. If you look on our website, there's an area where there's actual how-tos for the ERP system. We'll place it with it too.
That sounds like myself. I just want a little more.
No, no, it's not.
Motion, any second? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Kerr.
That's the way to do a meeting, yeah.
That may be a record. I killed myself to get here. Almost. I had the road closed off.
Which one was it?
Gallatin Road.
Do you want to hit the camera button?
This is